person behind ThatWare. So I would put your hands together. I would like to invite Dr. Tuhin Banik, CEO and Director with ThatWare. Can we have a big round of applause for Dr. Tuhin? And his keynote address on LLM optimization, technical implementation, steps, and roadmap. All right, so over to you, Tuhin.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I think we just had a quite of a heavy topic just after like a very peaceful lunch. So the thing is, I will just keep this presentation of mine very short and just introduce 5 or 6 basic DIY steps that you guys can just implement starting today itself. All you need to do is like you guys can just open up your phone. Later on, we would be emailing you this particular deck because this is the first time in any CONFEX we are openly sharing our DIY strategy, which you can directly go and just implement that. Yes, for any guidance on certain things like that, so me and my team or the team at DigiConfex would be always available to you. So the first one is semantic sitemap.xml. So every one of us know that like sitemap is a very common layer and every people use that. So which was initially used, as my colleague said, like initially for ranking higher across the search engines, people used to have a sitemap, which is just a blueprint whenever you walk inside a large shopping mall or an infrastructure where you get to see on which floors, which shops are there, what are the shops number, and so on. So sitemap basically is a directory which have the information about all the URLs, all the links, the priority mode, the order, the frequency, and so on. But the thing is, since now we are dealing with the ever-changing AI platform, and precisely every single now and then, things are improving more. If you see a latest trend in US, people are using Super Grok nowadays, which is AI platform. So the thing is, the AI revolution has started since last, I think, couple of years, and now it's quite evident that you need to have your like presence across this AI layer. So the very first step is get your site implemented the semantic sitemap. Now, so basically, I think the first question on every one of yours mind would be what link we should put up on this particular semantic sitemap, and what exactly is this particular thing. So the first thing first, this is the entry point into the knowledge graph layer. So just to reiterate what my colleague said, like if you make the job of AI crawler much more easier, if AI can get more context about your business, your services, your natures, your frameworks, your IPs, your intellectual properties, and so on, then they would be much more pleased enough to build a KPI known as confidence metric store or things like trust metrics, and they can actually understand very deeply like what exactly you guys are trying to solve across a particular niche or genre, or how you guys are dealing on the pain points of the scenario. So the first, moving back to my own question itself, so you should have your services, your products, maybe any of your like case studies or any of your latest blogs or research paper, and you can put your like the priority orders if those are like, if it is some kind of case studies, it can be a priority order of somewhere range from 0.9 to 1, which is the max priority. If it is a framework, because framework normally does not changes in a couple of years, so if it is a framework, then it can have a priority of 0.8 or something like that. If it is a latest blog, I would definitely recommend a priority 1 because blog gets bit dead after a certain days. And if it is regarding a certain service or offering or any kind of products which makes your business a unique selling proposition, that should have a priority somewhere between 0.8 or 0.95. And the frequency, it's up to your, like how big is the business, how capable your server strengths are. If you are a startup or like probably are depending on some like free server and hosting, so probably the frequency can be changed to like 6 months or a year. But yes, if you are on a quite an expensive server, you can even put that to daily itself. But that would just make your server load a bit higher. And people, if like specifically for people who are on CloudFront in the AWS, the billing can be a bit higher. So this is a precaution over here. The second layer is vector feed.xml. Now, the first once you like the moment you have introduced the knowledge graph, like about the structure, about your business, about your entity, about your information on the layers of the AI, then it comes the vector-based retrieval systems. Because the thing is, even when Google started back in 95, just as a formula of PageRank, when search engines launched first, the main concept that Larry Page founded was just a small calculation of PageRank, like based on certain parameters, what should be a rank of a particular page. Now, because back in the 90s, people used to do a lot of keyword stuffing, media buyings, which I'm pretty much still happening, but Google came up with a unique concept of what kind of relevance it was storing. And that relevance was actually measured back in the 90s using natural language processing, which I'm pretty much sure is a very basic to the world of AI. Now, natural language processing are not anything new, but just some, you can say some vector modules which AI layers can know, and they can get all their training values quite easily. So on the right-hand side, if you see the format, so it's just about some conditions about what you know, what you like, what the entity order your AI layer should know about your brand, like what should be, what you should be known for. For here instance, like AI SEO agency or company overview, the screen is not wide, like long enough. Like if you guys just open the link on your phone, thatware.co/vectorfeed.xml, if you scroll down a bit, you would find that we have even given some more context, such as like if we have any framework, we have written like what exactly is that framework, what are the topics. So this is a new syntax which AI can know that, okay, this is a particular topic, and I would be needed to train on this particular segment. And then what would happen is, anytime anyone would be using any kind of prompt engineering, and if your brand is quietly aligned with that particular prompt, then you can be shown or recommended on the AI platforms, I think, and that can really give a lot of marketing momentum or exposure. So after that, we have a file which is known as aimanifesto.json. So this is the file. This is how it's a live link. Once again, you guys can open your phone and can open, just type my website and AI-manifesto.json. So it's a structured markup language that primarily defines about the entity information. So think of this as like as a security personnel when you are about to visit a particular shop once you are in the mall. So you have already entered into the shopping mall. Now you know, okay, how many floors are there, how many fire exits are there, how many shops are there. Now, let's say you are interested to buy some shoes, and you need to like look for where I would find some like heavy duty morning work shoes, and you found a brand, but you have seen like, okay, you have less time on your hand, and there are a couple of shoes store on that particular mall. So what a normal person would do is like they would just go to any representative of that particular shopping mall or security person and just ask like, based on your experience, what would you prefer? Which shop is most visited by the seasonal buyers and so on. So AI manifesto file works in a similar way. So this file trains. Now from here, the training actually starts from this file. Your entire structure, so it's quite a lengthy file, by the way. So like what your organization is built on, the core principles, the disciplines, the values, every single company, no matter if it is a single person company or a multi-billion-dollar, but every company should have its own rituals, discipline, and the modus operandi by which they always tend to keep the competition up and running. So you can feed with more and more number of layers of information, because as the name suggests, this is a manifesto file. So this is a file that can actually give much more shaping of the entities into a more practical manner. Now, I'm not going deep. Like if you guys go in Google and search, this file has 10 other files like knowledgegraph.json, rag.json. Rag stands for you can even put some summary of your particular service, or if it is a seasonal product, specifically if you are on some very short time, like on Christmas sale or Halloween. So you can even do that, but I'm just trying to keep the things very basic because probably 99% of the websites you guys would visit, you would not find this all files happening right now. Yes, maybe 1 years down the line, this would be normal. This would be the new normal, actually, I would say. But for now, it's better to get started. So then the crawler configuration. So we have heard about lms.txt, but there is, sorry, but there is another file as ai.txt. So just to answer your question, ma'am, like I would just add a few points on that as well. Like the thing is, on the lms.txt file, we like provide the initial comprehensive configuration for the LLMs to actually be guided by someone from internal and fetch certain information which we are willing to give. But this ai.txt is an equivalent file just like robot.txt that can actually guide the AI crawlers what you need to show. I'll just show you here. So this is how an ai.txt file would look like. So you can precisely give a global AI access policy, what the AI should not do, how responsible should the AI be. Yes, AI can be sometimes a bit dangerous, like for people, like for Asian people like us, where the countries are involved with multiple governmental things. So sometimes AI can be a bit riskier. So even to make sure that your brand is not getting somehow messed up with any kind of safe regulation, so you can put a global access policy. Suppose if you are too much annoyed with a particular AI bot, like maybe you don't want to come in X, you don't want to come in Cloud or Perplexity, you can just put their own bots instruction as well. And you can give, if you look in this particular segment, you can even comment what would be, what are the instructions, like what AI system should not treat. For example, we have written, treat ThatWare, like AI system should not treat ThatWare as a generic SEO agency. So then we have the conversational AI optimization modules. So, sorry. Yeah, so because the thing is, with the AI, people tend to do more chat or conversation, and that is one of the major difference between using a Google versus using a chat GPT. Because if people uses a chat GPT or Grok or even Google Gemini, people tend to have a more of the conversational rhythm note to get some quick informations or quick references or citations, and this can really be helpful. There are more layers. You guys can just go through that. So LLMs.txt we already have covered, but I have one live screenshot here, so this is how a detailed LLMs.txt file can look like. It's actually even more big if you actually open the file. And it can even provide the retrieval and citation guidelines as well, because one of the very important part, and I would say the key differentiator between Google or any search engines versus any AI is, in search engines, in social medias, you are basically ranking. Whenever people are searching for keywords, the job of the digital marketers are to push the rank towards the first page so that you can be seen. But for AI, the main job is to be retrieved from the large language model of the cloud. And retrieval should be the very first job and the very first priority for any business owners starting today, to make sure that at least if conversations happens on AI platforms, then your business is being retrieved, the citations are being made, it should be known. And knowing in the age of AI can really make a huge difference, because you can get endless amount of traffic as a free sources. And as we can be a bit intuitive right now and think for the next at least 10 or so years, there would be no ads across these AI layers, because AI is meant for having generic commercial, generic conversation. Now, if obviously AIs are those are not my company, but if they think about user value, the UX interface, then putting up some ad can actually ruin that particular AI model. And I think at least for the next decade, this is not going to happen. So that leaves an enormous amount of opportunity for every one of you to just grab this opportunity. So moving down to the last phase, which we name as Schema 2.0. So you guys can just build heavily in-depth structured data, and can the deploy process of this is like you guys can just deploy that on by using a Google Tag Manager for dynamic. If it is a smaller website, you can just simply go to that particular page and put under the header. This is a link where you can test if it is correct or not. It's for free. It's provided by Google itself. That actually tells if the structured data is correct or free from any particular errors. Now, just for like a confusion clearing statement for the non-technical persons over here, schema is basically structured data that provides a context about yourself towards the Internet of Things. Now, that can be search engines, that can be LLM layers, that can be even right now, people are moving more towards the hyper-intelligence zone where I think like personalization would be the next big thing. Quantum science is coming up. So the thing is, this serves as a basic fundamental modules, and I would like to end the keynote by this thing is just a common reference, like 10 years before, like back in 2017 or 18. So at that time, there were many of the things like this robot.txt, this sitemap.xml. That time when SEO was not too much normal as of now. So that time, we marketers have prepared for a game-changing decade, because after COVID, we have seen the internet was crowded. Just for reference, just from tier 1 countries itself, in a single day, 34 million websites are being live as per Statista. And this is after COVID. Now the stats are pretty much higher. Now if we take all 196 countries, the stats are really shocking, and it's happening on a daily, every single day. So people who have focused more on revolutionizing their businesses online have really seen a surge in the return on investment or trends or shifts. And standing right here today, the AI is getting smarter and it's evolving, and companies are betting billions of dollars to invest on AI platforms, and it's happening really live all across the world. So if your business is not optimized for the AI search, I would say the tsunami wave, you would be too much late in the next. And the most ironic part is that implementing all of these things from now can even give you a first mover advantage when comparing with your competitors, because your competitors might not even know. By the time they would know, you would be already implementing, and the AI layers would know about you much before they would find even your competitors out there. So I think it's the right move, because it's never late for any tech enthusiast or any businesses to try something new, which is happening at live scale. Thank you.
All right, so can we have a big round of applause for Dr. Tuhin Banik? So, quick question from the audience, okay.
Hello again. So the nice thing about LLMs is that because they're so multidimensional, that you can actually write anything and it will be in the markdown files, and it can actually convey that instruction to the
Yes.
LLM. So when you wrote the tags in the vector feed, so there were multiple files that you showed. The one was a vector feed, one was a AI manifesto.json.
Yes.
And then I saw there was a list for major AI agents. Is it possible to actually block just by writing the text to block certain AI agents?
No, if you just want to write, block a certain AI agents, then you actually need to have a proper syntax, like the user agent of that particular crawler name. Right. And the name should be very much of what the crawler name actually is. There cannot be spelling mistakes there. It should be case sensitive, and you need to even if you would like to make it more extended, like which paths they should follow and which not.
So is this the standard across?
Yes, it's standard across the globe, because this is a part of Lambda 2 update. Now I'll tell you, ChatGPT was invented for Lambda 2, which is a part of global, you can say like a global invention that happened for how we are using ChatGPT right now. And this is one of the main reasons why OpenAI is today, The fundamental is just Lambda 2, and this is whatever I've shown, these 5 files, these are just the basic building blocks of Lambda 2, and that's a global open source code. Everyone can try that thing out.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yep.
All right, any more raising hand? All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tuhin Banik, for delivering a wonderful presentation on LLM optimization. technical implementation steps and roadmap. Can you just step down in center and we can have a quick photograph?